The sonnet. The birthplace of the sonnet has not been definitely determined. Sicily and Provence have been suggested as two possible sources. It is, however, first met with in Italy in the later half of the 13th century. The sonnet is particularly associated with the name of the great Italian poet Petrarch, though the form had been used before him by no less a genius than Dante. It was originally a short poem recited to the accompaniment of music, the word sonnet being a derivative of the Italian sonetto, meaning a little sound or strain. The Italian Sonnet. From its brilliant use by Petrarch, the Italian sonnet is often known as the Petrarchan, but is sometimes called the classical as being the model which other countries followed later. It is a short poem of 14 lines expressing one single thought or feeling. It is composed of two parts, the octave, a stanza of 8 lines, and the sestet, a stanza of 6. The octave has two rhymes, say A and B, arranged according to the following scheme: A, B, B, A, B, B, A. That is to say, the first line rhyming with the fourth, the fifth and the eighth, and the second with the third, the sixth and the seventh. The sestet sometimes has 3 rhymes and sometimes 2, different from those employed in the octave and arranged in various ways as follows: C, D, E, C, D, E. The first line rhyming with the fourth, the second with the fifth and the third with the sixth, or C, D, C, D, C, D, or C, D, E, D, C, E. The octave may be divided into 2 stanzas of 4 lines each, called quatrains, and the sestet into 2 of 3 lines each, called tercets. At the end of the octave, that is after the 8th line, there is a well-marked pause called caesura, indicated by the punctuation and often emphasized by a space, followed by a volta or turn in the thought, which implies that the thought, though it has not been dropped, is given a new application or summarized or possibly disputed in the sestet. Yet this break is not invariably found in the Italian sonnet or in Milton, who revived the Italian form. For instance, there is no division between the octave and the sestet in his famous sonnet on his blindness. The English Sonnet. The sonnet was introduced into England in the first half of the 16th century by Sir Thomas Wyatt and Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey, the 2 English politicians who, after their return from a diplomatic mission in Italy, wrote verses in this form for pleasure. In their hands, however, the form underwent a change, and Surrey in particular adopted a rhyme scheme widely different from that of his Italian model. He wrote his sonnets in 3 quatrains in alternative rhyme, followed by a concluding couplet: A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, G, G, a form so splendidly used by Shakespeare later that it is now called after him, not after Surrey, its real originator. Since it is divided into 4 parts, it has no pause and turn of thought at the end of the 8th line. It works right up to the final couplet, where the highest peak of poet's thought is reached.